missionary came to Africa, one of the nations, I can't remember, in Africa, to preach. Please look at me, everybody, be very attentive. To preach. And of course, can you take the volume down a little bit? It's on. Of course, you know what they did to the missionaries there. So he came to this village with his wife. And the wife was pregnant at the time. All of those times, the only way that the man was feeding was the son of the priest, the native doctor of that particular village, would always bring food into the evil forest to give to this man. The child was a teenager. So when they come, he will call the child. He will sit the child down. He will start teaching the child the word of God. He will start ministering to the child. That child gave his life to Christ. He will be carrying food and coming. Got to a point, the man got discouraged and said, God, you have abandoned me. You sent me here. You told me that you were going to give me the keys of this village, and everybody here was going to give their life to Christ. I've lost my wife. I can't lose my child. Carried the child of about 1 year old that was sick. Say, Father, I leave the assignment you have given to me. I resign. Carried the child, went back to Europe. Many years later, about 22, 23 years later, the child was grown. The child became an evangelist. The man, the missionary has already derailed from the faith and started drinking. He will start drinking. He was frustrated. He will start drinking. The wife was done nothing. He was good for nothing. He was like a good for nothing old man. The child preached to him. He said, I've seen everything you want to tell me. God abandoned me. God abandoned me. So there's no life for me anymore. Let me just drink till I die. I don't even believe there is heaven anymore. And this child started traveling all around Europe. The girl, a female, started ministering. One time, the lady heard that there was a serious meeting that was happening somewhere in a nation in Africa. And a popular apostle is the one preaching. And she has been following this apostle online and saw that this apostle carried something. But what was a little bit tricky for this lady was like the story that the father told her about the teenager that was coming to give him food. The name of the teenager that the father called was a little bit similar to that of the apostle. So she didn't understand. So she traveled, came to Africa to attend that conference. The first day was a blast. Second day was a blast. The third day he went to the office and saw the man of God. Spoke to the man of God. My father is so. He told me this story. So the evangelist broke down. He said, I've been looking for your father. He said, when you see your father, tell him that when he left, I went back home. I prayed for my father. He was sick. He received his healing. The king received his healing. The whole village gave their life to Christ. Today that village is saved and my whole nation is experiencing a revival that your father started. Tell your father that the fire he started has consumed my nation. The girl broke down in tears, went to meet the father in the bar. He said, Daddy, you did not fail. The child you ministered 2 years ago did not just minister to that village. The whole of that nation is on fire today because of that child. When I listened to this story, I cried. When God sends you somewhere, pleasure is not what determines effectiveness. Correct. So when I see few people, I'm so confident. Oftentimes, God will tell you something, you go ahead to do it, and it will look as if it's a failure. And then you get discouraged. You get discouraged because you've not been grounded in the word. You have not traveled into realms in God. You do not know that as a son, when you do things, you do not rate them by man's rating. Pleasure Pleasure is not the rating for God, thus says the Lord. No, not pleasure. Oftentimes it is pain. Am I talking to somebody right now?